What's up, everybody? What's good? We are back. We are back. We are back with another uncomfortable truth. I'm your host, Mr. Mark McBride. And as you can see, JB is still not with us. She still needs a little bit more time. And I talked to her today and I told her, hey, take your time. Take your time. I got it. I'll hold it down until you get healed. And we want you to come back full strength. We're still sending prayers out to you. Prayer hands, hoping that you heal and that you are back better than ever before. Okay, well, as y'all know, if you are new to the show, we want you to subscribe. We want you to hit the notification bell. And we got something we added new to the show. All right, so a lot of you out here might like this option. What we have brought forth, and if my man Lower Ninth Ward is watching, I stole this from his show. If we have somebody in a box that you don't like, we have somebody in a box that you just cannot stand to hear their voice anymore, all you got to do is drop a super chat. $20 super chat will get them knocked out of the box for 20 minutes. They cannot come back. They have to stay in the comments, and $10 can silence them in the comments. The operator in the back will take care of all of that because I probably won't see it all the time. But if he sees you drop it, all you got to do is put the person's name, and you can add a little note to it. Whoever it may be that's in the box, if you don't like what they're saying, you're just tired of hearing their voice for a second, you can drop $20 cash, super chat, and we will push that person out the box and they will be silenced for 20 minutes. Now, of course, this goes for everybody but me. Okay? Yeah. You can't hush the host. All right? I'm sorry. Well, no. You can't shut me up. Now, maybe when we get JB, maybe I'll put myself, on the mark, because then she could take over while I'm gone. But I don't know. I don't think she'll be cool with that. We'll have to talk about it. So, getting into what we're going to talk about tonight. Listen, this subject. Hey, baby girl, she's already in the comments supporting, of course. Girl JB is already on the scene. First one to support. I appreciate you, baby. Listen, this subject that we're going to talk about tonight is something that's been going on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you look up, anywhere you go, on any type of social media platform. We've been talking about this. I've been in several heated conversations. Hell, I'm banned from TikTok right now as we speak because of this subject. So I couldn't wait to talk about it on the show. But before I get too deep in it, let's go ahead and go over the topics. The first topic of the night is know when to walk away. Know when to walk away. And the reason why I put that on there is because as we watch the video, you're going to see exactly what I mean, and you're going to hear what I mean, and you'll have a visual to line up with what I'm actually saying. All right. Number 2, know the difference between a man and a monster. Okay. This is probably the most important thing that I will ever talk about on the show when it comes to women. Knowing the difference between a man and a monster. Just because it looks like a man does not mean it's a man. Just because it has the height, the weight, and everything else, what's going on, y'all, does not mean it's a man. Okay? All right, and lastly, we will talk about black on black versus white on black and our reactions to it. Because I think that in these last few days, we've been extremely hypocritical as a community. And it's distasteful, it's disheartening, and it's very sad. It's very sad. So, soon as I'm going to have the operator play the first video, I'm going to give my monologue on that video, and then we'll start bringing up the guest. Because I really do believe it's going to get hot and heated tonight. I really do believe it's going to be a lot of different opinions. And before I do get started, everybody out there in Facebook land, everybody out there in Instagram land, I need you to get off that platform and come over to YouTube. All right, Atlanta Cast Network. Atlanta Cast Network, Uncomfortable Truth. You'll see the live button. You'll see that we're live right now. It's almost impossible to miss. Type in Atlanta Cast Network. You'll see the only show that's live right now is mine, The Uncomfortable Truth. Okay, so please come over so I can see your chats. I can respond to them properly, and we can get this show on the road. All right, so I already know I got some few people backstage, so I'm not going to hold them up anymore. Operator, if you could please drop that first video.
Get your food! Who? Get in the car? Who? Nay. Get your food! Get your food! If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
During that altercation, the defendant began texting her son.
Cook County prosecutors describing how Carlisha Hood summoned her 14-year-old son, who was out in the parking lot late Sunday night at this Maxwell Street Express restaurant at 116th and South Halstead, and then things started heating up.
The argument between the victim and the defendant turned physical when the victim punched the defendant in the head approximately 3 times.
The store surveillance video capturing the moment the 14-year-old sees his mother getting punched, investigators say, and that's when the teen allegedly pulls a gun from his pocket.
The co-defendant fired a shot at the victim inside of Maxwell, striking the victim in the back. As the victim fled, the co-defendant followed him and fired additional shots. The defendant instructed her son, the co-defendant, to continue to shoot and kill the victim.
The 35-year-old Hood, according to prosecutors, ordering her son to shoot another restaurant patron who thought the initial verbal dispute was funny, but the teen wrestling the gun away from his mother.
What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a round of applause for joining the show. Let's give them all a round of applause. Before I give you men a chance to talk, Miss Draco, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Long time no see. Hey, can I get you to turn your screen sideways, baby? Can I get you to turn your phone sideways? There you go. All right, thank you. Okay. So, everybody on here. Before I give mine, because I don't want to persuade anybody's opinion, right? The name of this topic right now is called Know When to Walk Away. I want you to give, first of all, what you initially thought of the video when you saw it and how it affected you, and what was the first thought you think, what would you have done in that situation? Miss Draco, you got the floor.
So the first thing I thought was, what kind of man is this? I'm going to be honest with you. That was my first thought. My second thought was, I probably would have shot him too. I would have shot him. Not going to lie, because I do carry my gun on me legally. And then my third thought was, what kind of mom would allow her kid to be involved in their situation? Because it could have went left, So those were my first 3 thoughts.
Now, I have no problem with you. Hey, what's going on, Orlando? If I could, can I get you to turn your phone sideways, sir, so we can get a full screen of you? And if you could just set it up that way, we can see you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I want you to, when you first said what you said, I would have shot him. Look, I have no problem with an adult defending themselves. You pull your gun out, you shoot them to protect yourself. I have no problem with that. Absolutely zero problem. What do you feel about the child being the one that executed that?
I absolutely disagree with that. Because anything could have happened. That man could have disarmed her son and turned the gun around and shot her. And to allow your child to be in a situation, or that's not what we're there for as parents. We're there as protectors, And in a situation like that, anything could have happened. So I completely disagree with that.
Okay. Tori, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining as well. You're also a mother. Can I hear what you felt about hearing that the child was the one who actually pulled the trigger and took this man's life. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting kind of double feed here, but okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that the mother should have instructed her child to get back in the car and get out of it. Like, 'cause what if it would have went worse and something would have happened to her child inside of there? So me as a mother, I would have told my kid, get back in the car, let me handle this, call the cops, something. I would have not have instructed my daughter to get involved in that situation.
All right. Last question to both of you before I let the men talk. Tawanda, did he deserve to die? Yes or no?
I don't think he deserved to die. Even when I said I would have defended myself, I would have shot him. I wouldn't have shot him to kill him. I probably would have like did a kneecap shot or something like that. Like I would have made sure you felt it and let you know this is unacceptable. But I don't think he deserved to die. No.
Tori?
Okay, so no, I don't believe that the man deserved to die. I think the boy was okay to scare him away from his mom, but not to chase him down and kill him. Once he got him off his mom, they should have just called the cops and let it go, as far as not chasing him down.
Okay, well, Mr. Bedgood, Stanley, I'm gonna introduce, let the newest person get a chance to talk, and then I'm gonna let y'all take over. Orlando, if you could please turn your screen sideways so we can get a full screen of you.
It's better?
No. You gotta turn your phone sideways. There you go, and then it'll go full screen. Thank you. Okay, now, sir, first of all, welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming. Give me your thoughts on the situation.
What? Sorry, I didn't get the full information of what the topic was today. I came in late.
Okay. Well, we're talking about the young man that was unalived by the 14-year-old boy. He shot and killed the man in Chicago after the man punched his mother twice.
Wow.
He shot him once inside the store. Then he ran away, and they chased him down and killed him. Every shot that hit that man was in the back.
No, is personally, I believe if the guy was running away, he already shot him. He didn't deserve to die. Ain't no way. Where you got the gun from? I'm sorry.
The 14-year-old got the gun out the car. It belonged to the mother. There was the mother was then arrested and then released, and all charges were dropped. You know what we'll do is in the middle of this, we'll play the video one more time so you can get a better understanding what we're talking about. Mr. Ben, go ahead.
Mark, panel, how's everybody doing?
All right.
Very good. How are you?
Outstanding. So my views on the initial phase, 100% correct. Yes, defend your mom. Okay. Whatever words that she may have spoken to that gentleman doesn't warrant him to put hands on her. Mm-hmm. Don't know how anyone was raised on the panel. However, you put hands on my mom, then I'm coming for you. No ifs and buts about it. I'm coming for you. Now, when you shoot with that weapon, listen, military, I'm pointing them out. I know all of us did. We're not taught to shoot him in the leg. Shooters, no, it's a deadly weapon. It's called a deadly weapon for a reason. Now, boom. So when he shot him and he saw that he was down, keep in mind, this is a 14-year-old, so he don't understand restraint. Probably hadn't been taught that. Now, we're going to double a little bit here because once you ran behind him, to me, that's when the murder happened right there. Once you ran behind him. You was well within your rights right then. Now, as far as him coming in with the weapon, he's coming in because his mom is hectic. She's frankly texting him or calling him, whatever it is, to get him inside. So he's coming in to defend his mom. I get it. I'm 100% to get that. I'm with that. but I'm against once he chased behind and then attempted, then killed him. I'm also against when the mom said, "Hey, shoot him too."
Her.
Now that right there to me is, say again.
It was her. She was trying. The guy that they killed, his girlfriend was there, and she was in the background, like laughing while them two were arguing. And then she instructed her son to try to shoot him as well.
Right, but so to me, the shooting of the guy, listen, 100%, 100% legal. I'm good with that. Because there's a bigger picture to this right here. Also, is that I heard multiple voices of males and women in there laughing, and no one attempted to break that up. No one attempted to step in and stop it. So that's another point there too that I wanted to hit. But the last thing I want to hit, again, just reiterate, the moment you stepped outside and you chased behind when he was gone, he was no longer a threat to you.
Exactly.
He's gone. He's gone.
Stanley.
It's been a lot of talk back and forth about what the reporter said and what was actually taking place. Because you could hear in the video where the mother did tell the son to get back into the car. Right. But me personally, just like Mr. Bedgood, if you put your hands on my mama and I see that, I don't see me restraining myself at that point. Like, even if it wasn't a gun involved, like I'm putting hands on you, I'm gonna try to hurt you. I don't want you to get back up.
I totally agree with that. I support that 110%. But as a cop, we got to think in the eyes of law. The eyes of justice are blind. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It doesn't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter your height. It doesn't matter anything about you. The eyes of justice are blind. And what happened was there were 3 individuals involved in this crime. 2 individuals were in an argument. 1 individual decided to punch the other individual in the face. A third party then came and shot said individual until they were dead. Gives me another situation and circumstance where that is not murder. If you and Bedgood are in an argument, and I'm cool with Bedgood, and y'all going back and forth, and all of a sudden you lose your cool and you punch Bedgood, I shoot you in the back. Then you stop and you run away. I chase you down and kill you, execution style, while you on the ground crawling, because I guarantee that's the reason why they caught him. That's the reason why they caught him, because he was injured. And as he was crawling in his own pool of blood, they shot and shot until he died.
Now, that initial shot, I wouldn't consider murder. The last 2 where he chased him, of course.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And that's the problem I have. Now, remember, let's get back on subject. The subject is know when to walk away. I gave everybody a chance to talk because I was hoping that somebody would say it before me.
Well, I got 2 opinions on it.
Go ahead. Finish your last.
My opinion for her being that argumentative with a man, she was out of place. But for him to lose his cool and to hit a woman like that, I think he was very emotional as well. And those aren't signs of a man to me. But at the same time, if you know that a person is stronger than you, it shouldn't be a head-to-head, face-to-face argument like that. So in my eyes, she should have knew it was time for her to walk away. And him being an adult male, he should have knew it was time for him to walk away, because he know the strength of his hands will overwhelm her at any moment. So just to keep everybody's cool, both of them should have walked away. So to me, they both were wrong.
For everybody that's watching and came in at last minute, hey, Mr. Operator, is it okay if we play that first video one more time? Because I want everybody to have context of what we're talking about. Clear context of exactly what we're talking about. Can we play that video, that last video, one last time? I mean, the first video, I'm sorry. The first video. Can we play that again? I know you probably didn't have it queued up and I'm throwing you off. I apologize. But as soon as you get that ready, let me know in the private chat.
Get your food Get in the car. Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my grandma, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
During that altercation, the defendant began texting her son.
Cook County prosecutors describing how Carlisha Hood summoned her 14-year-old son, who was out in the parking lot late Sunday night at this Maxwell Street Express restaurant at 116th and South Halstead, and then things started heating up.
The argument between the victim and the defendant turned physical when the victim punched the defendant in the head approximately 3 times.
The store surveillance video capturing the moment the 14-year-old sees his mother getting punched, investigators say, and that's when the teen allegedly pulls a gun from his pocket.
The co-defendant fired a shot at the victim inside of Maxwell, striking the victim in the back. As the victim fled, the co-defendant followed him and fired additional shots. The defendant instructed her son, the co-defendant, to continue to shoot and kill the victim.
The 35-year-old Hood, according to prosecutors, ordering her son to shoot another restaurant patron who thought the initial verbal dispute was funny, but the teen wrestling the gun away from his mother.
Hey, Mark, let me ask a question. You heard the mother tell the son to get back in the car because the guy repeated it, thinking that she was talking to him. Did y'all hear that?
I did, but why was he there in the first place?
And why did he already have the gun? Like,
Why
he
was
already had the
there
gun
in the first place? Remember, she left him in the car to go get the food.
Well, we don't know where her car was parked. He could probably see in the window.
True.
But she also was texting him. She was texting him the whole time. Apparently,
according to what the news reporter
according to what
said.
the news said.
All the TikTok family out there, thank you for joining. Hello, Ann Franklin. I appreciate you coming and supporting the channel. I know y'all said y'all was gonna come, and you actually did. Thank you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, my question to you is this: let's go all the way back to preventive measures. Preventive measures. What could have been done to prevent everything from happening? And men, I want your answers on this first. If you are there and this is happening to you, and your child is in the car, you got your thing on you, what do you do?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, I'll jump into it. So for one, I'm always had that thing on me. You know, that's gonna be on me at any given time. I'm not gonna leave it with my child. Two, these day and ages, not like it was growing up. I'm not necessarily leaving my child in that car. I just don't do that. That's just not me. My kids coming with me. However, if let's put myself in that male's perspective. One, and I get what you're saying, a male hit that woman. I look at human in just all in general. Look at human, because shouldn't no woman hit no man or anything like that. However, my whole goal is it's a lose-lose. We'll probably never see each other again. So I get myself out of situations. I do. I'm just at that point in my life where I get myself out of the situation. Unless you touch me or putting physical harm to me and my child or me who with me, I'm gonna de-escalate.
Why? Why would you walk away? Why?
Well, I got a lot of shit to lose. Man, I got a lot of shit to lose. First and foremost, I got my freedom. Second, I got my family, job, all the, like I got
First,
so
you got
much.
your child.
Huh?
First, you got your child.
Yeah, he's right there. I have no girls, but he's right there. So, and let alone, I am putting my child in harm's way. That I just went against what I stand for as a father. I purposely indirectly put my child in the way. Can we turn back the end of time on that? No, but we can go ahead and say that I know if a pattern of history with me, I'll just de-escalate and just get the hell up out of there. There's another, was it a chicken joint or whatever it may be? There's another restaurant. I just move on. Or
Exactly.
I'm gonna go in the car, sit down, wait, let him go about his business. Go in and get my order.
GG.
GG.
I want to know, was the woman wrong?
She got that hair laid.
Oh, here we go.
Laid.
Was the woman wrong?
Hey, I think that I would think, yeah, because I would never, even if I would be in a situation like that, I don't want to put my daughter, because I got a girl. I would not want to put her in that position that I don't know what's going to be the reaction from the other guy too. Maybe he's going to jump. Maybe he got a gun too. So I think being me, I will walk away after. First of all, I'm not going to go back and forth with somebody knowing male. I don't know, where I am. Well, she knew what restaurant she was, but me, I'm not going to go back and forth not knowing this person. Me being by myself with my child, and this person yapping all the time. I'm not going to do that. Me personally, I will walk away. I say, you know what? It's not worth it. I tell my child, let's go to another place. That's me, because I'm going to protect first my child than myself.
Okay, Tawanda, are you walking away or are you going to stand your ground?
I know, I'm walking away. I'm walking away. Like, it's too much. In situations, how much you have to lose, right? You have your kid there, you have your career, you have things that you have to worry about that are going to follow up to this. Because this woman, this is still not over. The situation is still not over, even though the charges were dropped. She's going to be in harm's way. And not only her kid is going to be in harm's way regardless. So, no, it's not worth it. It's a conversation that doesn't have to take place. You can easily walk away.
Timothy's comment up. It says, always consider worst case scenario. See, that's a Marine right there. If you ain't prepared for that, walk away. That you always got to begin with the end in mind. See, This is what I believe. I believe that woman was prideful. She didn't want to does anybody know what it was started over? Because I know.
Nope.
I don't either.
No.
Went over a line and place.
The line.
Shit. I'm sorry?
Really?
Yeah. She was there, told him, excuse me, but I was here first.
Shit.
And
are you serious?
Lost their life over this.
This is exactly what started the whole conversation. She felt like he was cutting her place in line. We got a black man that is fucking dead. Dead. Because somebody felt like they were being disrespected.
Nah.
And the number one issue I have with the entire situation is this. We got black people celebrating.
Yeah.
Happy. Laughing. Mr. Operator, could you please put up that image of the deceased with the wings on his back, please? I want you to just let that sit there for a second. I want you to read it. Read it to yourself. And I want you to imagine that this is your son. Regardless, we as black people are childish and hypocritical. I went in for a burger and came out with wings. P.S. Take it from me. Don't hit a woman. Take it down, operator.
Take that woman away and put a person in uniform.
Take that person in uniform away and put a black man with a white cop on top of it. It is hypocritical. Mothers failed her son. Even though he was trying to defend her, she continued to allow him to put himself in a bad situation when the danger was resolved. You sicked him on that man like a dog. Now, see, this is what I don't. This is the part that really pisses me off. Is that we pick and choose when we want to be mad when black people die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
We pick and choose when it's a time to go out in the world and have picket signs and picket lines. We choose when we want to be infuriated when a black man is killed in the street like a fucking dog. Everybody on here got kids, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now I want you to imagine. Put in your mind. Your son, your daughter, got into a situation, domestic violence, and they lost it, whether they were intoxicated, whether they just had a bad day, they had a bad week, whatever the case may be. And they put their hands on their significant other. I want you to put it in your mind. This is your child. And you don't condone that. You didn't raise that. I don't think there's a parent out there that does. I don't think there's ever been a parent that raised their child to be abusive to people. It doesn't matter. It's still your child. You still love them. And your child put their hands on somebody, and someone else, not the person that they harmed, someone else on the outside shot your child in the back. Your child then fled the scene. Hear what the fuck I'm saying? Your child ran away. And they chased your child down while your child was screaming, crying for you, crawling, taking their last breath. And they stood over your child and shot 2 more rounds in the back like they were nothing. And to add insult to injury, the people who did it were celebrated and they walked away scot-free.
No way.
Because your child lost their discipline for a few seconds, didn't pick up a weapon, didn't risk anybody's life, just got into a heated argument and made the wrong decision. Does your child deserve to be executed in the middle of the street screaming your name? See, that's why this show is called The Uncomfortable Truth, because I don't allow my emotions to blind me from the truth. The truth is this was fucking murder of a black man on national television again. And we okay with it. Now, when white people say to you in your conversations, when you're all upset about the white cop who did this exact same thing, in this exact same scenario, in this exact same situation, because I don't have to tell you, I don't have to talk about it. I got the proof. I don't have to bullshit and just tell you shit. I got the proof. Here it is. Let me turn off this bullshit, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna get out of character for this show today because it just means that much to me. What does that say? Louisiana officer arrested for fatal shooting of unarmed black man. What is the year? February 2023. This year, we were fucking unhinged, screaming and crying. All on the goddamn news, all on the TV. Yeah, he did this and he did that, but he was unarmed. Huh?
Double standard.
Fucking hypocrites. Everybody was out there fucking celebrating this shit, talking about he got what he deserved. You're a fucking hypocrite. Here's example number 2. Video shows Michigan police officer on black man's back before he fatally shoots him. Look at the background. Black woman with a fist up. Black everybody there. Everybody ready to burn the whole goddamn city down, right? Right? Absolutely. Let's burn the city down. A black man was killed unarmed. But when it's our own,
they celebrate.
When it's our own, we do shit like this. We do shit like this. We make jokes of somebody's baby. Hey, operator, can you please put that picture up of the deceased mother standing next to her? Look at that. Look at that.
What?
That's the family. That's their family sitting there with the candles when their child was killed and celebrated. Operator, can you also put up the picture of the deceased with his children? I don't know if you have that or not. I don't know if he has that. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. I have it right here.
You posted, Mark.
Oh,
Yeah, with the two little girls.
yeah. Here it is right here. His
Wow.
two twin daughters.
Wow.
They're gonna grow up. Oh yeah. Let this sink in to you, people.
Yep.
Let this sink in.
They got enemies for life.
They're gonna grow up on social media looking at memes of their father's death. Watching our own kind mock, giggle, and laugh and make jokes about these two little girls' daddy that they love. Ain't no Christmas. Ain't no birthday this year. They gonna drive by that chicken fucking spot every fucking day. No, that's where my daddy was executed. Not passed away, not a car accident, not a motorcycle accident, not a disease. Murdered like a dog. Why? Because he put his hands on another human. That's what happened. I need you as black people to take away the word mama. Because that's what's blinding you to the facts. Because if it was my mama, I would have did it too. You know how many times I've heard that bullshit over the last 48 hours? If it was my mama, I would have did it too. So, ladies, I want you to take over this next question first. When is it okay to kill black men?
Never. I'm raising two black men right now. And it is never okay. And not only that, raising two black men, you have to be afraid of everything. You have to tell them how to walk. You have to tell them how to talk. You have to tell them, you can't fall into a stereotype. You have to tell them, like literally a year ago, my boys had an argument, got into a scuffle, walking to school. And at any point, anyone could have called a cop on them, viewed them as adults, right? Or being, disruptive. And my kids could have been shot. And that's our fear. Like, as black women raising black men, that is our fear every day. Is my child going to come home? Is my child protected? Is my child justified for it? In that situation, if my child does get an injustice, is it going to be celebrated and mocked? Or is he going to get justice? So it's never okay.
Well, I think at the point that it's, and maybe somebody will not agree, but hey, the show is about this. But I understand both points, but at the same time, we need to train our kids how to control themselves, how to control these emotions too, and not take them to a situation that will happen.
Absolutely.
Because we have to see the whole picture. I understand what you say, Mark. Somebody else got killed, but he needed to control to his emotion to not escalate to this level. Say, you know what? Okay, ma'am. Okay, let me walk away too. So we need to see the whole picture. It's not about only one person. I understand it's not good to kill nobody, period. White, black, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. It is not okay. But at the point that, are we showing our kids how to control their emotions in the street? It is not easy out there. It is not. Even your girl, your boy, it is not easy. Are we showing our kids to control those emotions? Or are we telling our kids, oh, if he touch you, beat him up? Oh, you a man. That's what you have to do. Without thinking what's going to come back to your kids. What's the reaction? Because I'm a man, so I have to fist. I'm a man. I have to fight. I'm a man. You're not going to disrespect me. But are we showing these kids, hey, learn how to walk away from the issue before it get worse? That's my point from there.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because did the mother teach the son to walk away from conflict that night? Or did she teach him to stay in conflict until death is necessary? Because just like you said, he could have walked away. He didn't have a child there. See, his children will mourn the death of their father, but that 14-year-old boy will suffer from PTSD for the rest of his life. Do you understand? I talked to a man today on TikTok who did this exact same thing at 12 years old. Killed his mother's boyfriend because he was putting his hands on his mom. Guess what he said happened to him? He's 42 today. Has spent the majority of his adult life in prison because he always had to keep up that persona. If you fuck with me, I'll kill you. If you fuck with me, I'll kill you. Every 14-year-old in Chicago is going to know his name forever because he shot a man, killed a man, and got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't mess with such and such. He killed the dude. He'll kill you too. Fuck that nigga. I'm going to go test him.
Yeah.
I ain't scared of him. We know how it rolls in the city. So who had the most responsibility in that situation? The man or the fucking woman?
I say both parties.
I will say,
Yeah, everybody involved.
Explain that shit, please.
Everybody involved. Everybody
So
involved
explain it.
plays a part in
Who
that.
had wait. Who had the most responsibility in that moment?
Both parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I say both parties.
Okay.
Here we go. So one, control yourself. Don't hit no one.
Mm-hmm.
Verbally, there's nothing you can say that I can say to you to warrant hands on me.
If you say I'm gonna kill you.
If it was a fifth, we'd all be fucked up though, right?
No, you said there's no statement. You said there's no statements to cause me to put hands on you. You say I'm gonna kill you right now. You just gave me a warning of what you're about to do to harm me. Now I have
Okay. I'll heal to that.
Okay.
But in this situation right here, nothing was said
No.
to warrant him to put his hands on her.
I totally agree.
In this situation, it was on her as well for seeing that I don't know this guy. I got to take him for face value. He
Exactly.
said, you say one more motherfucking thing, I'm going to knock you out.
He said that.
I don't want to go down Fox News hole and say how they like to just, oh, Chicago, because it's not where you're from. All right. It's about the person. But they love to go to Chicago. But anyway, I've been to Chicago. Certain people, certain places, you know, it is what it is. But the thing about it is that you don't know this guy. This guy has forewarned you multiple times. Why would you put yourself in that situation? De-escalate. Get out of there.
Hey, operator, can you please put the bottom Timothy Garofalo's comment on the screen, please?
True, but we know that. I understand what he said. She had more. She had a 14-year-old. She had a 14-year-old son outside. I get you on that. I get it. She had a 14-year-old outside, not in a situation, but outside. He wasn't in the situation.
Happened? He got involved in the situation.
Correct.
But she also didn't create the situation. The situation wasn't created by
No.
She didn't create it, but she got her son with her.
The situation.
You're not going to put your son in that situation.
No, yeah, I completely agree with that.
Both created the situation. Both
But
did.
it doesn't matter if he created. You are a mother. You're a protector. Like if you see it's coming, you know what? It's not worth it. Let me walk away because I don't know. My son is there. He see this escalate. Hey, I have to be there to protect my son because I don't know if this guy got a gun and he try to shoot me and my son.
Right. Or he
and then
could,
knowing, like, if you have kids,
gentleman,
you know, sons are typically going to want to protect their moms. Like, I showed my boy, I had a conversation with my boys yesterday. I showed them the video. I asked them, like, what would your response be? They're like, well, I'm not going to shoot him, but I'm going to fight him, Mom. And I'm like, you don't know what this man has on him.
I say both has it because Mr. Hood, just like you said, the mom said, I don't want to get my son in here because this right here. Mr. Hood, Mr. Hood, right? His last name Hood.
Yeah.
Mr. Hood, all right. He has twin daughters. I'm a twin. He has twin daughters. He could have thought, so, you know what? Let me not hit this woman because I'm
No, the lady's name, last name.
The lady's name is Hood.
Oh, his. So the gentleman.
Last name is Brown.
Okay, Mr. Brown, let me not put my hands on this woman because it's going to take me away from my daughters.
You know what?
So here's the thing. It is. It's both created the situation. Now it escalated.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It escalated absolutely because we have a human who's no longer with us because of people who couldn't control their tempers, their pride. That's what it boils down to.
All right, Orlando.
I believe that her pride took over the situation. Why? If I'm in the store and you're telling me one more word of you, I will knock you out. As a female, or it's with the female there, you'll step back. You know what? He's a man. He's threatening me. Step back, wait in the car, and make it de-escalate. In this situation now, come on. I mean, if a female or a male come and say, you're ahead of me. Hey, I'm waiting on the food. 5 more minutes. Hey, go ahead. If you think it's that important to get your food, hey, go ahead. I step back, get your food. Because I have my child in the car waiting on me. And 5 more minutes, hey, won't give or take from me. Just keep it cool. But once he put his hands on her, everything changed. He didn't deserve to get shot. But don't put your hands on no female or male. You don't know what that person have strap on them. You never know. And there it is.
Stanley, who had the most responsibility?
I think the mother with her child on the scene had the most responsibility. But I think in today's society, pride and ego is a big thing. Exactly. And I say that because I had a disagreement with a mother. I was at Six Flags. She had these 2 6'3" twins, and I was holding my daughter's hand, and as I was walking, her son wasn't paying attention, and he almost stepped on my daughter. So when I said something to him, the mother turned around in his defense. So now me and her were exchanging words. And she said, so what, you gonna put your hands on a woman? And I smiled at her, and I was like, with the proper motivation, I would take your fucking head off your shoulders.
I reply like a Marine, man.
Yep.
But a lot of women have a false sense of security in today's society.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. There is a lot of females that, and I see it, that they want to be a man, but and then when the reaction comes and the man want to react to you, you don't know how to handle it, and you want to blame that man for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's your fault. Learn how to walk away.
Timothy Garrett's last comment. Timothy, you go out to jump in the box. The goddamn the link is at the top of the comments. She wasn't afraid of the escalation because she knew her son had a gun.
There we go.
She had already moved her pawn in advance of the man's next move.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point.
And that's what I was saying. She had already told her son. Like she was texting him. She was texting him already. Her son wasn't there in the restaurant. Her son was in the car. So they already said she was texting her son to come. So she not only brought her son into that situation, but she also had him be an aggressor.
She made him part of it.
She used her son as a tool to be able to obtain her pride.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. This show is called The Uncomfortable Truth for a motherfucking reason. Because I don't give a fuck if it hurts your fucking little pussy or your fucking little penis. I don't give a shit if it makes you cry, your mama, your grandma, call your congressman. I don't give a fuck. This is the bullshit that we're talking about. And like Mr. Knowlton just said, he said Jeremy Brown. No one remembers his name, and that's disgusting. So what I would like to do right now is we're going to take 5 seconds just to mourn or respect this black man that his life has been taken. He had 2 daughters, he had a mother, he had family. He made a bad decision. That is true. Nobody condones what he did on this show. I promise you that. Nobody condones that. However, to have a black man in 2023 murdered, shot in the back several times on national television, on the national stage, and nobody care, is something that I will not allow on my watch. So for just 10 seconds, let's just give a moment of silence. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Because I'm not, like I said, I have never and I will never condone his actions. However, I do know that there are rules to engagement. And because somebody uses their hands, we've said it 1,000 times. I don't know how many men I've heard say this shit in their 40s, 35 and older, talking about these young boys don't know how to fight no more. They don't know how to do. They always got to go pull a gun out. They always got to go pull a gun out. But guess what? Every fucking one of y'all that I've talked to, you all said the same shit. If it was my mama, I did the same thing. You the same bitch ass motherfucker you was talking about.
Exactly.
He put his hands on your mama. Guess what? You gonna put them hands on him. You don't go take your whole punk ass and go grab a gun. You fucking coward. Yeah, I said it. You a fucking coward. You gotta go shoot a man in the back until he dies. I don't give a fuck if he hit the fucking Pope. He used his hands. She frustrated him. He hit her. He was wrong in every fucking way. In every way. We said Jeremy Brown. We said his name. We're going to continue to say his name on here. And we hope he rests in peace. But I'm going to bring up another thing that I don't think nobody's talking about. And she lived. He hit her, but she lived. True. Do we understand? This happened in Chicago. And last time I checked, crazy motherfuckers hang out with crazy motherfuckers.
And they always got a gun.
Exactly.
And if you think you're going to shoot crazy motherfuckers' friend in the back and let him bleed out on the concrete and they just going to go sing Kumbaya.
Is that end of it?
Lord, sweet chariot. That woman and that boy better run and hide.
Exactly.
And let me show y'all something real quick. Operator, look, don't be mad at me, okay? Don't be mad at me. All right. I know I'm fucking up the whole show and what we had set up. I'm just too involved and I already warned them that I'm probably not going to stay on schedule. So, okay, I need you to play that last video that I sent you today. We're fuck the schedule, fuck the topics. I'm sorry.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carlisha, CarLishia. Last name is Hood, HOOD. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support for me and my family. On June 18th of this year, my life changed. My son's life changed. I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought, never. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. I am thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the case. I am also thankful to have my son with me and by my side, and also his charges being dismissed. I thank my family for supporting me and the people all over the world. The people did not play. And I just thank God everything was revealed. And just everybody who has been praying and rooting for us, I just thank God for them. That did not go unnoticed. You are all not forgotten. And we are praying for all the families affected by this horrible tragedy. I am now in the process of healing and putting my family's life back together. During this trying time, we ask if, we could please have space to rest and recover from this life-altering situation. And that you all continue to keep us in your prayers. In the near future, I will be able to respond to outpouring of support. Again, I just need a little time to heal and to just get my life back with my baby. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. That's it.
Well, hell no.
You know what that was for, right?
Yep.
What?
Listen to me. She's putting on a show.
I know. What do you think the press conference was for? Just
I
take a
think
guess.
that was because they had to justify the fact that they dismissed all charges.
She
and make
was
her a
released
victim.
from prison yesterday.
Yeah. So they had to make her a victim.
No,
She had to make sure she was a victim.
Nope. Hey, put Mari Wallace's comment up on the screen there, operator. I'm flabbergasted that the charges were dropped. This was not self-defense. He was shot in the back and away from the scene. Now she's suing the department. That's what that was for. Just in time, Mari. Thank you for your fucking comment.
Wait. Who is suing who?
She is suing the police department for arresting her. The motherfucker ran away from the goddamn scene of the crime.
Oh, hell no.
Well, so she's not gonna. She won't win that case. You remember the judge initially. Remember, everyone see it different, but the judge initially was the one that wanted those charges to go through. But the DA then, the prosecutor,
guess what the DA is up for? Guess what the DA is up for?
Say again?
Guess what the DA is up for?
Settlement?
He's up for mayor.
Re-election.
Well, I thought he was running for mayor.
Re-election. Re-election.
They want to get the black people.
And now you say she won't win that. You say she won't. But if she has a jury,
they'll settle.
No,
they'll settle.
The election will be next year, right?
The election, I think they're running this year at the very beginning of the year.
Right. Okay, so those cases right there tend to be drug out, right?
There is no case.
Well, what I'm saying, the lawsuit.
Oh, the lawsuit. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure the city's going
she'll get the support from the office, and then she won't back it. She'll be thrown out.
I'm telling you right now, in the city of Chicago, friends and family, she won't live to enjoy that much.
I honestly seen that video different. I get what you're saying, a lawsuit. I seen that as a plea of support for security wise.
No, that was literally a press conference from her lawyers saying that they are filing suit against the city of Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, you seen the lawyer, you seen the banner in the background.
No, she had a lawyer on both sides.
Yeah,
that was just a clip. That was just a clip.
Halfway.
I watched the whole thing. She was released yesterday. She's trying to get money today. Ain't talked about no psychiatrist, psychologist, her child, nothing. She
want to get paid.
Went from the cell to the lawyer's office so she can get paid. You can see in her actions, she don't give no fuck about that.
No,
exactly.
No remorse. No remorse.
Why would you want to bring more light on his life What you should be doing is going to the DA and going to the FBI saying, look, I need y'all to put us in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going to live to get this money. We in Chicago. They kill people over noodles.
They're
Now,
banking
Mark,
on
let
that.
me ask you this
They're
real quick.
banking on
Did
that.
anybody apologize? Did she make any apology to the
Nope.
mothers and the family?
Fuck no.
Like any remark? None of that. That never
Nothing.
came out. You
Nothing.
couldn't
She
press
said,
She
off.
cannot apologize because she's right now she's being the victim.
She said a little.
She cannot. The lawyer's
She
not
said a
gonna
little
allow her
shit.
to
It was a
do
little
that.
small little deal she said within the speech. It was a
The
small little deal
family
she said
Lawyer
within the
involved.
The lawyer is the only one because he caught it. The lawyer came and said, what we want to do is we want to take time to understand that somebody lost their life in this ordeal, and we want to make sure that we're remorseful for the family. She didn't say shit about the motherfuckers.
Right.
yep.
And listen, if you heard her, she said, I was beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I was brutally beaten over and over
Mhm.
again. She didn't have a scratch on her face.
Yep.
You must hit like a bitch. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
because three
I'm so
punch,
sorry.
I would be like, oh,
For
brutal.
real. He did.
Let
He
me take
did.
that back. Hold on.
Real back.
Let me take that
And
back
knock.
because I'm talking about somebody who passed away. I lost my mind for a second. For any of the family who's watching, I deeply apologize. I did not mean that. I'm sorry. It just rolls off my tongue. If you watch several of the shows, you'll see that's how I talk.
You're good.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to say that because I don't want to disrespect the dead. I'm so serious when I say that. I am regretful of that comment that just came out of my mouth. But what I mean by that is, I know I was being a little extra when I said it, but what I mean by that is he must have not have hit her that hard because
she didn't have no bruises.
he didn't have a black eye, not a stitch, not a band-aid, not a mark, not nothing on her face. So she must have blocked it or something. Because remember, we never saw the contact. We just saw his body action. We didn't see whether he connected in the face,
Mm-hmm.
whether she turned her back and he just hit her shoulder. We don't know what. We assume the worst. But looking at her face, both eyes wide open.
Yep.
I've been hit in the face before. I look Chinese. Asian eyes. Me and Tawana had the same eyes. Cut in the middle. You understand? So what I don't understand is you were so beaten brutally.
Agreed.
Even the mugshot
That's the point I want to make right there.
no injuries to her face. Somebody got
Exactly. I
shot.
saw that too.
Somebody got shot till they died, and she didn't have a scratch.
Mhm.
And listen to me, for every black woman who's watching this show right now, on all three platforms, let me let you something right now. I'm talking to the Facebook world, I'm talking to the goddamn Instagram world, and I'm talking to YouTube. If you're watching this show now, or you're watching this show tomorrow, or you're watching this show next week, let me let you know something right now. What just really happened? Every woman who ever wanted or ever wants to unalive, kill your son, just got a get out of free jail card.
Exactly.
And got a lesson on how to do it.
Exactly.
I will tell my son to go in there and get the gun, 7, 8 years old, and shoot him in the back. And we will tell the police he was hitting mommy.
Mm-hmm.
And every lawyer will reference this case.
Exactly. Exactly. You're totally right.
That's all they got to do. If I'm a lawyer, I'm just going to reference said case on June 27th of 2023. The city of Chicago released and dropped all charges due to these factors. So how in this state are we going to press charges against this family when this one allowed them to walk away freely because it was self-defense? A license to kill a man who is unarmed.
And in the back.
Well, I mean, this is not the first time that's happened, though. Honestly, it's not. So when I saw that he died, immediately I was like, oh, I seriously doubt that she gets charged with anything, because this is not the first time that's happened. It's probably the first time it's been, publicized recently in social media, but this is not something new. I mean, this is something that's happened multiple times.
No, I guarantee you, I will bet a lot of money that it is hard for you to find. A black person kills another black person unarmed, and all shots are in the back, and they walked home. Let's do that research.
I mean, we can look at spouses, when it comes to mom.
Yeah,
and
yes,
mom
that's what I'm
and
saying.
dad.
The domestic is
Look,
different.
like I said, find me 2 black people, not a black person and a white person. OJ, not that. I'm talking about a black person, because we're talking about Chicago, a black person. Black. Her last name was Hood, and let me show you something. No, don't laugh. Don't you fucking laugh. Her last name was Hood. I want you to just take your memory for a second. Hold on. Operator, play the first video one more time when you get a chance. Play the first video. And I want you to look at the 2 people, the man and the woman, and look at how their size. Look at them. And I want you to hear how many people in the background are oohing and ahhing when she actually gets hit the first time.
Get your food. Who? Get in the car. Who? Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my grandma, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
During that altercation, the defendant began texting her son.
Cook County prosecutor.
Okay, so
Haymaker.
her arms was bigger than his.
All right, we're body shaming. I got you.
Intended. That what I'm trying to say is it wasn't a small human. Listen, it is human nature, and I want y'all to correct me if I'm wrong. It's instinct to protect something that needs to be protected. It's not taught. It's not taught. If you walk outside and you see a big dog biting on a little puppy, you don't run to protect the big dog. You go run to protect the puppy. It's instinct. Horses, elephants, donkeys, any mammal will do it. A whale protect things that orchids go after all the time. It's just instinct. They looked at her and looked at him and looked at her demeanor and looked at his demeanor, was like, well, shit, she looked like she can handle us out. I'm not getting involved. She's sitting up there face to face. She didn't back up. She didn't put her hands up. She wasn't in no type of position where she was like, I'm being threatened. I'm being hurt. It almost appears as if she absorbed the blow and threw him off balance. I saw that too.
That happened. That happened.
He hit her and he almost fell because she wasn't no little person. She was probably looking at this nigga in them skinny ass jeans like, motherfucker, I'd take your ass.
Exactly. And not only that, like he had his fist balled up. Like before he even did anything, if you look at his demeanor, like his fists were balled up. He clearly was about to do something, and she didn't look intimidated at all.
She wasn't.
Actually, I think it appeared that it's not her first time that she get in a situation like that.
Exactly. You took the words out my mouth. You took the word out my mouth.
This is not her first time.
There it is. Hey, everybody out there watching and whoever's going to watch, I didn't say it. That was the woman who said that. You hear me? It didn't look like this was her first time. Arms crossed. Arms crossed. Like, I don't give a fuck what you saying. I'm going to keep saying what the fuck I need to say.
100%.
What the fuck I want to say.
And now, what you going to do it.
Exactly. Because she have a backup. Because she have a backup with a gun in the car.
Say it already.
She had a backup in the car or sent her the gun. So she texts him, hey, be ready. Something about to go down.
Yeah.
And we don't even know that's her first time even bringing her son in a situation like that.
Y'all do know that her son is an actor, right?
No.
Oh, we don't know that.
Her son is an actor.
They put he's a straight A student.
Yeah, he was an honor roll student and he was an actor. I want to say the show was damn, I don't know why I want to say The Wire. I know it's not The Wire. The Wire's too old. It's some if somebody in the comments, if somebody watching the show know what show that he's on, or look it up for me real quick, put it up in the comments. Her son is a doctor.
Let me say this too, Mark. For a good kid, straight A, never get in trouble. He know what to do with that gun.
Yeah,
Hello.
on Instagram, they said The Shy. The Shy is where he is an actor on.
Oh, The Shy.
So now let's just think about that. He's an actor on The Shy. Thank you, Williams. And he knows people in high places. If that would have been a regular ass little 14-year-old black boy in Chicago,
We're locked up.
I don't think they would have been out yet.
ass mama.
Would have been locked up.
Now, my question is this. Y'all getting this money from this TV show and shit. Why are you out in the middle of the hood? What time was it? It was like at 8 or 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or 8 o'clock at night. It was late.
Mark, they was hungry. Stop.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you've been in Chicago,
I go to Panama.
the hood places got the best food.
Gigi, have you
I'm
been
not
to
gonna lie.
Chicago?
I've been to Chicago.
I
Sometimes
was
you
born
gotta
in
go to the
Chicago.
hood places.
So you mean to tell me you from Chicago and you taking your child out past midnight to get some goddamn chicken?
That was 8 o'clock, Mark. Come on now.
No, that was exactly.
Was it 8 o'clock?
We're going
That
to
was on 8 o'clock fried chicken. The best fried
Somebody
chicken
look
in
up the
Chicago
time.
is spots that
Somebody
look like that.
look up the time for me. What time was it that the incident occurred? Because I think it was later than that.
And that was full. And that was a grandpa in the line, so it wasn't that late. Because no grandpa gonna be buying no food at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Listen to me.
All I know is that nigga was
Listen.
out. That nigga did the boot scoop boogie out that motherfucker. That motherfucker's like, oh, time to go. Fuck that shit. Like, nigga, I'll be, it'll be beanies and weenies for me.
You get on my nerves.
Man, move so fast, man. And he's like, hey, excuse me, gotta go. Back up. That nigga, I know he had on some fucking some square toes too. He slid in temptation. He
still wears square toes.
Focus, Mark. Focus.
Okay, some Kizzy said I thought they said 11. I heard it was 11:30ish. I told y'all it was late. It was late as fuck.
The chicken keep calling. It's calling.
Right. They needed that late night chicken.
So now there's another factor to add in. Not only did you have your child out in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time with the wrong situation and circumstances, you then decided to take him out there late o'clock at night. Why?
I don't think we can even look at any of her parenting decisions and say at any point that she made a good decision, because she sent her son after him after the fact. She asked him to shoot another person. So clearly this is not a good mom. Like, I can see it was premeditated.
If anybody for the family of the deceased watches this show, they may have dropped all charges. Listen to me well. When
you can still sue for wrongful death.
Absolutely.
They may have dropped all the charges. I want you to sit back and hope she wins all the money in the motherfucking world. I want you to sit back. Don't say shit. Don't do shit. Keep calm. Be still. The universe always takes care of itself, baby.
Exactly.
Let her run.
I
hope she get 300 mil. And they sue her ass for 400 mil.
That's right.
OJ lost the case for wrongful death.
How in the fuck can you prove in a court of law that you had the right to chase this man down and kill him after the threat was over?
Because that's not self-defense anymore.
No, it's murder.
The threat was eliminated. So that you can't say that that's self-defense.
Hey, mister, put your comment up on the screen real quick. The last comment you put down there. Okay, I'll just read it from the side. It says, can you touch on how modern women open carry versus how men open carry these days? I seen a woman with a pistol in her back pocket like a cell phone the other day.
I want to push on back against that one there. Only reason I want to push back against it is because it's not about gender when it comes to that weapon. It's about the training. So we can't just say, you know, the woman don't know how to carry it, because I can let you know right now who sits in that living room, Brittany Bedgood, who is well trained by me. You'll see how she carried it different compared to a lot of people. So it's not gender based; it's train based.
Hey, put the last comment on the show on the TV screen. I mean, yeah, Kizzy. I think your last name is Gage. I hope I'm saying it right. Do y'all read that any different? Gage.
And there it is. And there it is.
A friend. I heard a friend of the deceased said that they need to move ASAP because his friends is coming for them.
Kizzy, cite your source. No, uncomfortable truth. Kizzy, do me a favor and cite your source on that.
Yeah, she said she heard a friend.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Are you in Chicago? And if you can, go ahead and look at the very top of the comments. And there's the link if you want to jump in the box and explain a little bit more in detail where you got that information from. You are welcome.
Right, and Kizzy, if that's the case,
keep it to yourself.
Do me a favor. You're not snitching or anything like that. But I don't want another black person to get harmed or anything like that. Please inform someone of that. So I don't want, regardless of what happened, I don't want another.
You said it was say on live today.
I mean, but that's one of the consequences of you taking somebody's life and you putting it on TV and you celebrating it and you making a mockery of it. You have to know you are putting yourself in harm's way. You and your child. That's a part of the decision that you made.
Exactly.
Does it make it right?
No, absolutely not. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right.
Put Maury Wallace's last comment up. Read that shit right there. Bedgood.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, listen.
Training is irrelevant when a person has poor character and morals and developed life.
I get you, but the comment was stated about the difference between gender when it comes to carrying a weapon.
Open carry, absolutely.
So that's a mute comment. What Maury just said, that's a mute comment. It's not about.
I think what he's saying is it's because no, it's not because a man wouldn't have left it accessible to a child in the car, nor would a father's child think it's okay to remove it.
I call bullshit because how many people?
We don't know that.
No, we're getting deep in, but we're getting deep ends. But I call bullshit because how many kids have lost their life to guns violence? Well, guns in a house that's not been locked up.
By the father.
So I call bullshit on that. But we're getting off.
Women are more careless with firearms than men. That's a fact.
I would like to cite your source on that.
No, I don't think it's true.
I am a woman who carries weapons.
I'm a woman that have it and I don't carry it on my child.
Now I will say this. I can pull up the statistics. There have been more incidental unaliving of children in the household with single mothers than it has been with single fathers.
Cite your source.
I can't. Well, it's mathematically impossible for it not to be that way. But I'll pull it up. I can pull it up for you right now.
I get what you're saying as far as the household and all that. I get what you're saying on that mathematically impossible.
Okay, it's
I mean, there's more single moms than single dads. So mathematically, when you're looking at the, I mean,
it's not about jeopardy to prove the point. What I'm simply saying is don't start rumors just because I heard or this or that. Don't just go off of.
I mean, a rumor isn't. If she says I heard,
no, she said that it wasn't live. One of the guy friends was alive, in the internet saying that comment. That's where she heard it from.
Yeah, she said where she got her source from. She heard the individual say it on TikTok live. That was in one of the lives that he's from Chicago. He knows the family. He knows the individuals. And I mean, I already said this at the beginning of the show. I didn't even need that. I literally said we are understanding that the way this individual was killed and the way they are laughing at it, that retaliation is a must. We're black people.
Exactly.
Know this.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck where you are. Chicago, Jamaica, California, Atlanta, it doesn't matter. If you take somebody's life in a way that the majority of people do not agree that it was warranted, and if the police don't do something, they're gonna do something.
Do it. Yep.
You know,
Murphy's
my
law.
issue, here's my issue with that is that we're so quick to, and I'm not. I want people to really understand it. I'm not wishing nothing on anyone, no parties. All right. But I'm saying we're so quick to retaliate against our own, but we have people that have caused harm to us as a people in general, and we don't do nothing about it but sit there and watch. Let me take a little page out of your book. Let me go a little tired for a moment. We will sit there and we'll let, i.e., Mr. Zimmerman, I don't want anything to happen to that man. I don't push that on me. But we'll sit here and, oh, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get this right here. Meanwhile, that man killed a 17-year-old who was walking home, lived in the neighborhood with his dad, and we let him go with no problem. We'll let all these other people of other color do harm to us with no issue. But you mess around and let Ray Ray and Pookie find out you done did something to our sister. You done hurt her. We're gonna take you out. It's over for you. Hey, by the way, Bob just killed 4 of our sisters over there. Let's pick it. Let's go out there. Oh, here, let's do this right here. We so quick to go out there and cause harm to us. Protest, do all that. Meanwhile, Bob over there hanging out like it's nothing.
Well, I think it's the way that honestly it depends on your community.
Because we big and bad about that. Again, I don't want to get off the deep end, but that just bothered me right there when that comment of, oh, they better be this right here, they better be that. Really? Well, what about all the people that done cause harm in that area right there? You didn't go and do nothing to them.
They're good. You gotta understand.
How many of these gangbangers come and kill some of your family member? You don't go get them.
Gigi, listen. Y'all are, it's right in front of your eyes. Like you just watched a black man.
I never went against it. I never went against it.
I know.
Remember, my comment was he was justified. The 14-year-old was justified with the shot inside the shop. He was justified. It became murder. Stanley, you agree? I stated it. It was murder when he went outside and shot him there.
I'm not talking
was in his back when he turned around.
I'm talking about the world, the nation. The nation just celebrated a black man being killed, shot in the back, because they agreed with the circumstances.
I agree. I understand what you're saying.
So how in the world can we expect black people not to retaliate against black people like they do the other one when we are okay with watching our own people get murdered by ourselves? We are okay with it. We don't have a problem with it.
As a whole, we are of the mindset of that 14-year-old just went inside there. That's what we are as a whole.
Well, I believe that 14-year-old was at first justified. And I guarantee you, at 14 years old, he's probably never shot a gun before in his life. The first time he pulled that trigger, it scared him. He didn't know what was going to happen. He was afraid. I'll put you any amount of money. I've trained so many, Beggar, you know this. I've trained so many people on the range. I don't lost count. I am the perfect pistol shooter. Look it up.
It's true. He's never went outside.
It's true.
I'll give him that.
I have watched more people, grown Marines, close their eyes when pulling the first trigger
of a 9mm.
Of a 9mm with double ear protection.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about trained Marines who shoot M4s, M16s, 304s, 240 golf, all kind of shit. 5.56, 7.62, you can name it. They shoot at 50 cal and put a pistol in their hands, and it turns into a fucking shivering child. I don't know what it is about this little pistol sometimes. It scares people. But you mean to tell me that 14-year-old did not pull that trigger, that round burst, and that sound had his ears ringing, screaming, beep, and he automatically knew to engage again?
Well, and then also in his defense, he was the one who eventually brought his mom back down to control, and he got the gun from her.
No. She never took it from him.
So when she
cried.
said shoot someone else, and they said that he wrestled with his mom to
Yes,
take the gun at the end.
because he tried. At first, she instructed him to go and kill the girlfriend also.
Right.
And when
Right.
he said no, she said, "I'll do it."
Right.
Take the gun from him. He wrestled it back from her, and then they got in the car and left. People, just imagine this for a second. Not only did you kill and leave somebody to die in a parking lot, you didn't call emergency services.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody failed to say that shit. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
call emergency services, and you fucking got in your car and went home.
Wait, you went home?
Home!
Yeah, they left.
What?
They left.
They didn't even get arrested the same night. Slept in their own bed, under the covers, glass of milk, cookies.
Nah.
Can't make this shit up.
Something wrong with her. Something wrong with her. Nah.
You think I'm joking?
Nah, something wrong with her.
Something's been wrong with her. Like that's incontested. Like from the beginning, something was wrong with her. When this woman sent a text to her son, something was wrong with her.
What is it? Hey, get your ass in there and do that laundry like I told you to. Why the fuck you didn't take this goddamn trash out? Mama, I just killed somebody. Fuck the trash. This boy is fucked. I know grown men crying themselves asleep every night, calling me Master Sergeant. I've been retired for 4 years. And guess what I answer? How can I help you, Corporal? Because that's what he wants to hear. That's what he needs to hear so he doesn't blow his fucking head off tonight. You think that little boy is just going to go back to school and acting? He didn't just shoot somebody. If he would have shot somebody in defense of his mother and they died from their wounds.
That's different. Yep.
That's different.
Exactly.
That's different. He was ordered by his commanding officer to continue shooting.
That's a great point.
Until he stopped breathing. Why, mother? You think her son ain't looking at his mom over at that press conference? You think her son isn't looking at her face?
Yep.
He has to determine to himself. He has to justify to himself, why did he take a life? Because she's not going to be there when he meets his maker.
Exactly.
Mama can't save you from hell. Mama can't save you from them demons that's going to crawl into your motherfucking mind tonight. His soul is scarred. For what?
For cutting the line.
I got men right now that knows if they would not have shot that round, sent that round down range, and put that child down, or put that woman down, or put that elderly man down, that the men in his platoon would have done. They know that. Stanley, you know it. Tawanda, you know it. And they still can't deal with it. So how do we expect this little boy to be able to function for the next 50 years? Why? Because this bitch can shut the fuck up. Y'all said it. Write it down, take a picture. I don't give a fuck. Bitch can shut the fuck up. The crazy motherfucker said, be quiet or I'm gonna hit you. Stanley, Bedgood, Orlando, tell me if we're all four in the club. We're in the club. We here to have a good night. Niggas at the bar with me talking about, say one more thing, nigga, and I'm gonna hit you in your fucking mouth. Say one more thing, nigga, and I'm gonna punch you. Even though y'all know I might be able to handle myself. If you don't want the night to get fucked up, what you gonna come do to me?
Hey,
I'll pull you out the way. Man, come on.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Get the fuck up out of here.
Right.
Yep.
Let's go on
It
this
ain't
side over
working.
here. Let's go on this side over here. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. Me and you,
Man, we ain't got down over there, bro.
Okinawa. No,
What?
no.
What?
You know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. We
Shit.
up on the island. First sergeant. In one of our Marines' face. Talking
Oh,
shit.
that was
What happened to
on
the first sergeant's face?
shit, split his shit.
Split his shit open.
Split his shit. Seen that motherfucker, the PX on Foster the
He
next
is
day.
that good. Racing down the fucking highway with our Marine on the back of the car like we just left the fucking bank.
Yeah, man.
Taking care of our brother.
In the words of the court, good times. Good
Split the
times.
first sergeant's face. Split his shit.
Yeah.
Marines, that's what happens. You get your shit split.
Shit gave me wings.
We're talking about a grown woman who had her baby with her. Had her baby, y'all.
Yeah.
Think about when you was 14. Just think about it. When you were 14, who were you at 14, man?
Shit, somebody just learned how to beat my shit.
Exactly. I'm playing with
I
video
just
games.
learned how to beat my shit.
Nintendo. I think I
Sorry,
got
lady.
rid of my toys by then, but all I gave a fuck about was video games and sports. I didn't know nothing about no.
Man, I was watching Thundercats
Oh
still.
man, could you imagine that? Watching somebody. Do you know how dramatic death is? To watch somebody jaw continue to go up and down, but there's no breath. To hear them choke on their own blood.
Damn, and what? And on some hating shit. Listen to Ann. Why he's still yelling at us 9 listeners?
And Mark, I believe it's not the first time that kid shot a gun. She taught him to shoot, but she never
I
taught
don't
him to
think
kill.
there's anything wrong. So my kids, I'm from the South, right? And I'm from the country. My
What part?
boys know how to shoot, but not
Yeah, but
to take somebody's life. Like we go
exactly.
hunting, things
Wait,
like
where you
that.
from? Where you from?
I'm from South Carolina.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, you know, we
But
grew up on a farm. My boys know how to shoot. They know how to hunt. But I would never put them in a situation where now
Well-
you have to take this gun and remove a threat. That's crazy.
But with that done said, you just said it. You taught your kids how to defend themselves with a pistol. But at no point, if you're in an altercation with a male or female, you would text your son and say, "Hey, get my weapon, get the gun ready." She knew what she was doing.
Exactly.
Hey, operator, can you put Ninab? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Nina B. I don't know why I make that one word.
Mm-hmm.
All right, she had
You
several
want to borrow it?
verbal, emotional,
Come on, my shit.
language warnings before it came physical. Before it became
Exactly.
He was standing and his fists were balled. Like his fist,
Yep.
as soon as this man balled his fist up and got into a stance, like you not gonna tell me you didn't fight anybody before, lady. Clearly
Her
you've
thought-
been in a fight before.
Her thought was, "Hit me. I got something for you.
Hit me. Go ahead.
I got something for you."
Right.
So y'all think that she was actually
Antagonizing it. 110%.
Exactly.
110%.
I
Because
don't
he
wanna go
said,
to the
walk
end.
away, lady. He said, get your food, walk away, lady. Get your food, walk away. I'm gonna knock you out. Say it one more thing. I'm gonna like he said multiple things.
Can we post
And
Sean
his stance didn't
Barner's
give him
last
nothing
comment?
but-
Nina B. I appreciate you coming over from TikTok. Thank you so much. This is a fairly new show. We started just this year, and I appreciate you. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's called The Uncomfortable Truth. This is not my panel. These are my co-hosts for the evening. Anybody that comes up here, I count them as co-hosts. My original co-host is out. She has surgery, but we are waiting on her to get back.
B.
Comes up here is my co-host, and I appreciate them. And y'all also look them up and follow them as well. Okay, So
Sean Barner, may I read Sean Barner's is it Barner? His last comment at 10:34. It ties in what we were stating. He said, once again, where's the woman's husband? Where's the woman, man, husband? She views her son as her protector, which is a problem. I agree.
the boyfriend son.
Mhm.
Those boyfriend sons.
Was that the boyfriend sons?
Well, that's what we call them.
Okay.
You know, when I was single, we used to always be like, well, you know, she already got a boyfriend. And they'd be
Gotcha.
like, "Who you talking about?" It would be her son. Because, you know, she would literally treat him as a boyfriend. They did everything but fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They did everything but fuck. And I'm gonna say this right now. To a lot of you women out there that's raising these sons like this, these are the very men that you despise and you talk shit about.
Exactly.
You literally teach them how to mistreat women. And I'm gonna tell you how you do it. You give that boy a dog. You don't make him wash the dog. He don't have to feed the dog. He don't have to fucking walk the dog. He has no responsibilities to the dog whatsoever, but he gets all the love from the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he's done getting love from the dog, he gets up and he walks the fuck away. Exactly how he's going to treat his woman. You're literally teaching him that responsibilities of love don't exist. To receive love from someone is to be able to do something for someone and have selfless service. It's for your children, it's for your spouse. You don't do things for people with the expectations to get things in return. You do them out of the kindness of your heart, and you just enjoy the actions. You enjoy the giving. You don't do it with the expectations. Every time he needs something from you, every time he wants something from you, he go and do his little dance, and you go buy him his Jordans, you go buy him his chain, you go buy him a new game, and guess what? He does the same thing to the girls. He go out there dancing like Chris Brown and shit, trying to be all cute and shit, and what? He expects something from her. And she's spending her money on him like a dumbass. And he's just using her. And guess what? As soon as she gets pregnant,
Yep.
there's responsibility.
Yep.
You mean I have to do something now for you? You mean I have to stick around and actually work and do something for you? Oh no, that wasn't part of the plan.
We tolerate what we cultivate.
Yep.
There it is. You're right.
Hey, operator, we're going to transition into that second subject that I had. Know the difference between a man and a monster. And I want you to play that second video, please. I know you ain't got it queued up because I'm all out of whack. I just fucked it all up, but it's a really, really crazy subject tonight. And I know I'm emotionally involved and I'm fucking shit up for you. So I promise you, I'm going to take care of you after the show. I'm going to say
the attraction that some women have for the sort of men who are more likely to misbehave, to act in a delinquent manner and so forth, is partly their desire to be associated with men who have the capacity for aggression. Now, the best of all possible worlds is when that capacity for aggression is civilized and held under control. But so I would say that one of the things that men should do as they mature is transform themselves into monsters, but also become civilized at the same time.
Oh, wow.
I hope you understand what he's saying. He's saying, and this is what I got from it. I'm going to let everybody get their chance to say what they got from that message. He's saying to men, women are attracted and like to hang around monsters. But in order for you to keep them, you need to be a civilized monster, because the nice guy always finishes last. Good guys get no respect from women. Good guys get no love and attention from women. Women are attracted to the monsters. So become a monster, but be civilized. And the reason why I played that video is because I did a lot of searching I did a lot of searching, and that little bitty paragraph summed this segment up completely for me. Know the difference between a man and a monster. I am so sick and tired of hearing women talk about what men need to do when you're constantly fucking monsters. You're constantly playing with monsters and you're winning monster prizes. This was not a man in this video. This was not a man. What man acts like that? But because she thought she had rights, and ain't no man gonna talk to me and tell me to shut up and do what he want me to do, I'm not gonna do that. That was not a man. Does any man on this panel disagree with me?
You're right.
Not at all.
The word man is attached to an adult male who has completed work. Work does not mean just monetarily. Work on themselves mentally. Work on themselves emotionally. Having control. The greatest aspect of a man is the discipline not to use his ability physically to persuade and change people's minds, but to use his intellect. We all have the ability to go around and force women to do what we want them to do. You're not praised because of that. You're not a man if you do that. You're a prisoner. You're a dog. You're a slave. We put chains on you and lock you up in cages. But a man who can talk to 100 women and get them all to do his bidding is a king. And that's in any man's eyes, in any woman's eyes. I don't give a fuck what any woman say. Let her see a man with 100 women saying they want to be with that man. And what's going to happen? I wonder why they want him. Must be something good going on over that motherfucker. And I want to find out too. Go ahead. Have all the women in your neighborhood talking about, yeah, I want some of that. And guess what? The next woman who hears it next is going to come in with the same goddamn question. Well, can I get a taste too? Oh, shit. Let me find out. What's going on? What the fuck is going on? But a monster who tries to take a woman and force a woman is viewed as that, as a monster. So if ladies, the reason why I put this topic up here and the reason why I'm talking about this is because that woman in that video could not recognize that that was a monster. Hey, put Nina B's comment up on the screen, operator, please. The last one that she just posted. I think some women are getting caught up on being told to shut up, but really, it has nothing to do with that. I'm a woman, and I'm not arguing or having combative dialogue with a man. Disengage, comma, shut the fuck up. Ma'am, I concur. I concur. Ladies, I want you to give me your personal, and don't be shy, don't be ashamed, where you made a mistake and thought you were dealing with a man, but you were dealing with a monster.
So I will. Okay, I can speak first. I'm a smaller woman, right? But I feel like I can hold my own. So I have gotten into some physical altercations with some men before. Now, in my situation, I knew that if I put my hands on you, right, you have every right to put your hands back on me. So I've gotten in situations where I've been like, no. I even had to defend, like in that situation, if I'm the one who's creating a toxic environment, if I'm the one who's getting out of character, then I cannot sit here and say you don't have the right to defend yourself, right? If I'm bringing harm against you, then I can't say that. And I've had women or my friends be like, "Hey, he should never put his hand." No, I should have never put. Like, I'm an adult. I'm a grown woman. I know the consequences. I should have never put my hands on him either. Like, if
Tawanda,
I'm doing that, then I know that something can come from that.
Tawanda,
What's that?
are you connected to your Wi-Fi?
Yes. You want me
Uh,
to take it off?
yeah, disconnect from your Wi-Fi because right now you look
Okay.
like a 1950s picture movie. Every time you talk, you're like,
Okay. Is that better?
give it a chance to change over because right now you're real choppy every time you move. Like we're hearing your audio perfect, but it's your video. Your video's kind of okay. Move back and forth like this. Yeah, it's still kind of choppy. I don't know what's going on.
I got T-Mobile. T-Mobile in San Diego is garbage. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, here, do this. Connect to your Wi-Fi and then disconnect from your service. Connect to your Wi-Fi first and then disconnect from your service. That may help it. Okay, Gigi, while she's doing that, tell me your situation.
Hey, thank God I have never had a situation back and forth. You know me, I'm not a fighter, I'm not a cursor, I don't say bad, I walk away. I don't got time for it. My energy is too valuable. I have never had and even when I was married for 14 years, I never had an altercation like that. I don't got the time for it. I don't got the energy and still don't got the energy for it. So maybe I'm one of the 3,000 or 3 million. I don't know. I don't do all that. I don't got time for that. Nobody gonna take my energy. So I have never got an altercation with a man or a woman in my whole life. So I cannot say nothing in that case.
Freaking Stanley, what do you think?
I'm gonna tell another story. I took the family to the movies one day, and the line was kind of long, and it was a lady and a man in front of us in the line. Well, when the register came open, the cashier was standing there looking at the lady, but she got her back to the registers because she's talking to this guy. So she's holding the line up. So I was like, excuse me, that cashier ready for you. So the lady got an attitude because I said something, and she turned around and she was like, well, thank you. And I looked at her in the face. I was like, bitch, you welcome. So my wife was embarrassed. She was like, damn, I can't take you nowhere. But you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever energy people give me, I'm going to give it back.
100.
Bitch, you welcome. Now see, the world we in today. Was it a black woman?
Yes, it was.
Oh, you a monster now. You deserve the 3 shots in the back.
No, look, you can't walk out here with this ignorance, with this negative energy, with this chip on your shoulder, and be like, "I'm a queen." You're gonna treat me like, no, you're being a bitch. You're not like acting like a queen. You're not carrying yourself like a queen. What you put out there is what you're gonna get back. You don't deserve anything based off of your gender or your race. You have to treat people with respect, and you can't just demand it if you're not going out there giving it.
Listen, I want to make sure that regardless of how many people watch this in the future, because a lot of our listeners and a lot of our viewers, they watch the show after it airs because we're late at night on a work night, and I understand that. But I want you to understand that it's very, very, very important in the Black community, especially, that we are able and we start identifying these monsters properly, because it's a sad situation that almost 80% of our children are born out of wedlock because you were fooled by a monster. It's crazy that we have Black women disappearing every fucking day, getting killed and taken away and trafficked every day because you were fooled and you couldn't recognize a monster. A woman sat up there and talked shit back and forth with a crazy ass monster because she thought she was in the presence of a man and a man's not going to put his hands on her. I mean, it just gets no simpler than that. You cannot allow, as Black women, you cannot allow the minimum of monsters to continue to paint a painting for you, an image of black men, because black men don't do that. Black men are out here working our ass off to make sure our daughters and sons are good. Black men are out here sacrificing every day to make sure our mom, even though she didn't have a retirement, ain't homeless. Black men are out here every day creating fucking goddamn new jobs, taking care of our homes, and making sure that our children don't make the same mistakes that we do or did. That's what black men are doing. Black men are not in prison. Black men are not rapists. Black men are not killers. Black men are productive. 56% of us are in the middle class and higher, blue and white collar. We are a better group of people than ever before. And we will continue to grow, and we will continue to learn from our mistakes. And unfortunately for you, you still have not been able to realize the difference between the two. So stop pointing the finger at black men when you continue to engage with monsters and get the results of individuals who engage with monsters. And I mean that on every aspect, whether it's sexually, intellectually, personally, or physically. You continue to play with crocodiles, and they can continue to roll your ass under the goddamn water until you're dead.
So true.
Listen, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight. I'm about to end the show. This was a very emotional topic for me. I've talked about it probably 4 days in a row now. And when it all comes down to it, we have another black man that is in the ground prematurely. He was not afforded the ability to be able to, he was not afforded the opportunity to get the mental and emotional help that he needed. And we also don't know if he ever was in a situation where he was able to learn how to control himself. We don't know if he ever got the discipline from a man to be able to learn how to conduct himself as a man. And like I did last week, I'm going to urge every black man that is watching this. This is another example why we have to create opportunities for black men to get in front of our black boys. Last week, I talked about how black single mothers are being utilized to fill prisons, a $72 billion organization that is profiting off of single mothers, single black family homes. And it's because of us as black men that we have decided that, hey, it ain't my child and it ain't my problem. That's exactly what they want us to do. We have blamed our black women long enough without having the information, knowing that this is a systematic setup to fill prisons. They know the statistics. They understand that black boys have almost an 80% more chance of landing in a prison without a black man in the home. They know this. They understand it. They know the statistics. They're not stupid. And they're going to choose not to do anything because they don't want that number to change. And while we're sitting here pointing the fingers at each other, our black boys and black girls are being pumped into the prison system and picking cotton in Texas right now in prison cotton farms. If you think I'm lying, look it up.
It's a real thing. It really exists.
And while we're sitting here being fools, they're laughing and raking in the money. Every state is required to pay for every prison empty bed per inmate per day. Almost $150. State contract requirement. So here we are with another black man who probably didn't have a black man in his presence when he was growing up. He had a black mother who worked so hard and so long, she didn't even have an opportunity to put him in front of a black man. And every black man in his family came around on holidays and birthdays, and that was it. I'm coming up with a program where we're going to try to push as many black men, many black boys into the hands of black men, whether it's a sensei, a basketball coach, a football coach, a soccer coach, whatever the case may be. I'm going to make that happen in this city that I'm in, one way or another. We had a moment to respect the dead. I would urge and ask that everybody that is watching this broadcast, who watches in the future, do not allow people to make fun of this man. Do not allow people to post jokes about this man. Do not allow people to make a mockery of this individual's life because his mother is suffering. Children is suffering. And as a black man, I'll say this as I close. I will never subscribe to the laughter and joking of an execution of a black man, regardless of the situation and circumstances. I don't care what the fuck happened. What the fuck? If it wasn't death that you was preventing, then death is not something that you should be assisting. I'm gonna let everybody say their closing comments, and then I'm gonna close out for the show. Ladies, whichever one of you want to go first.
Oh, I say it for sure. Well, I would say that we as parents need to spend time with our kids and show them not only the bad, show them the good, how to resist, how to behave, because we so fast to run to you protect your, you fight, you this, and we don't show them, okay, look, this is how you can prevent this. So I think that's one big thing that we have to show our kids.
I agree. I also think that we have to bring positivity into everyday life for our children, bring it into our households, teach them more than what they see on social media. That is not, we have to work on changing the social norm and constructing positivity and make sure that we instill that in our households. It starts at home.
Stanley?
I think from grade school until our adulthood, we've been conditioned and programmed to move and think a certain way. So I think now as adults, especially in the black community, we need to throw these fucking TVs away. Don't nobody need no TV because the conditioning is still happening. We need to get outside. We need to learn how to socialize and treat each other better. Because right now we still in the matrix. We just moving to the tune of somebody else's beat. We don't think with our own minds, and it's just silly to sit here and watch it now. You basically told what to think, and where you think you're an individual, you're just a puppet. We need to get together more. We need to be outside more. And we need to throw these TVs away.
I 100% agree, brother. I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. Operator, could y'all please drop them into the background? Thank y'all. I hope I see y'all next week. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, share. I said something today about my people. I regret saying it, but I was so serious when I said it. I was so disgusted. I was so ashamed of who we are and how we act, that I didn't want to be a part of us anymore. It was extremely heartbreaking when I watched Black people celebrate another Black person's death. And this isn't the first time I've seen this in the last year and a half. Kevin Samuels, all he did was talk. That's all he did was talk. And you celebrated his death. You ask for Black men's protection, but you celebrate our death when you don't agree. Justified or not. How can you ask for somebody's protection and then in the same action, in the same breath, in the same being, be combative with said person? I think Black men are evolving. I think that's the reason why nobody stepped up to help that woman. I think Black men are evolving from the position of, I'm going to risk my life and the people I love, my daughter, my mother, my sister, my cousin, my brother, that really need me. I'm going to risk me being here from them for your stranger ass that won't even say hello. I think Black men are evolving from that. I think Black men are not going to do that anymore. And I don't blame them. It's a sad situation because I remember living in a time where you couldn't even talk about a Black man's mother and not get your ass knocked out. I remember a time where every Black man would step in if you so much as just raised your voice to a Black woman. I lived during that time. I lived during a time where Black men got together around a fire, around a street corner light, around a car, and sang songs to women. Boys to Men, The Temptations, Blackstreet, Ga. These were my favorite groups. I listen to R&B songs every day. It's all gone. Chivalry, dead. Love of Our Women, dead. And it was all for one thing, to create a highway to pump Black men and women to prison. And we allowed it to happen. It used to be, I give you the sun, the moon, the rain, the stars, and the mountains. I'll give you the world. Now it's, I'll give you this dick. We are cold, heartless group of people. We will stand around you and watch you bleed out and cough up your blood while you call out your mama's name. And then depending on why it happened, we might not give a fuck. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. I can never do that. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, myself and my co-host, JB, we stand up here and we talk about uncomfortable truths all the time. And sometimes it gets pretty heated. Sometimes it gets emotional. And it's always uncomfortable. But we try our best to keep it the truth. Tonight we talked about knowing when to walk away. It doesn't matter what the situation and circumstances are. It is always on you as an adult, as a functioning, sound-minded adult, to be able to have situation awareness, not only for the people you love, but for yourself. Sometimes you have to be the person to help the individual who is threatening you to save their own life. Sometimes your pride can get somebody else killed. When we all know in that video who was the individual who had the sound mind at the time. You have a responsibility to humanity, to your children, to the children of that individual. 3 children are never going to be okay again because of one person's pride. And if you're okay with that, fuck you with a sick dick. Because I'm not okay knowing that 3 kids can't sleep tonight because of 2 ignorant ass adults. Do I condone the man's actions? Fuck no. I do not. In no way, shape, or form. But in the military, we was always taught there's always somebody in charge. And if you are the one of sound mind, you're the one in charge. Make the right decision, people. Secondly, we talked about knowing the difference between a man and a monster. Knowing the difference between a woman and a monster. Just because the person looks like an adult does not mean they have the sound mind of said adult. You have to judge the person on their actions. They will show you who they are. Fucking believe them. He said it twice. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you. He cashed out on that and he lost his life because of pride. All because somebody thought somebody else was cutting in line. And if you cannot peel back the onion enough to be able to see how ignorant that situation was and continues to happen every day, you will soon be a victim of said situation. Lastly, we talked about, well, we were supposed to talk about black on black versus white on black. We never made it to it. I talked to the producers before the show and I knew it was going to happen. But I did cover on it when I was showing the examples of the situations where we have, as far as this year, we have seen where individuals, black men, were unalived, killed by white cops in the exact same situation and circumstances, and we tore the city down. And for every one of you that were in the streets, busting windows, blowing up fucking cars and cussing out the police, and then you laughed as this black man bled to death, you're a piece of shit hypocrite. I'm talking to you, you sorry piece of shit. You'll run the streets and bust windows and steal shit out of the name of equality and justice. But then watch your own brother die on the ground and laugh because the individual that he struck with his bare hands has a vagina. you're a fucking hypocrite. Because no human, man, woman, black, white, Indian, or Asian deserves death when they did not cause or incite death. Death was never a threat. The woman doesn't have a scratch on her face. You tell me, is it equal? Just remove your bias for a second and ask yourself, is this justice that a woman without a scratch has a man dead? There's no coming back from death. There's no talking. There's no fixing. There's no educating. It's over. His story is over. And if you're okay with that, I want you to be okay with it when it's your son. I want you to be okay with people making memes and laughing at your son's death because he made a bad decision. I know a lot of people are going to watch this show and not going to agree with what I said. I know a lot of people are going to watch this show and going to hate me, and that's okay. It's called The Uncomfortable Truth for a reason. So for all of my new viewers tonight, tomorrow, and whenever you may see this broadcast, I ask you to just zoom out and just rethink your perspective. Every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Atlanta Cast Network on YouTube. I will be here again next week. Same bad channel, same bad time. Hopefully with my co-host, JB. Good night, everybody. And I wish you well.